Well, welcome to Love Them Knives, messing around with the Skinner. The Skinner is a Kizer knife, but it's Marciage Torbe design. 3.32 inch blade called a Skinner Nitro V PEI handle, and of course it's a liner lock, as you can see here, and where we locked up, can't tell. Holy crap, let me look around and see if I got enough. Probably 25%. There's your liner, a little bit of height differential so you can drop it, but really, does that look Torbe-ish? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So it's in his design language. I mean, you can tell his stuff. He's got a distinct style. The Nitro V Skinner, you got jimping up here on top of the blade. Of course, this is Ultim or PEI, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, right or left hand deep carry pocket clip, nicely set up. Open design, looks like skeletonized liners that are nested. All right? Doesn't feel very heavy, that's for sure. Drop it. There it goes. One thing I've noticed is there's no jimping here on the flipper tab. And it's really not a push button thing as much. I find it more like light switch. If I push button, you know, it's not gonna come up all the way. Depends on how you push button. That's not bad. It'll kind of take your finger automatically kind of out of the way. So really, okay, yeah, you can do that. And more like light switch for me. And now you got this choil area. Got a coated blade of Nitro V. Will it cut anything? I don't know. Let's try. Well, okay, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, wow. Yeah, it will. It's it's very very super sharp and going right through it, no problem at all. Wow. Okay. But no nicks or hang-ups or anything that I could see on it. And that's why I do it. And kind of get an idea how sharp it is, but also like, you know, you can feel the nicks. If you got a nick in the blade or whatever, you can feel it when you go through. But no. Go up here, go way up here where this jimping is. Black blades are a little tougher under my camera to kind of see fine detail until you get the right angle of light. But, yeah. Sheep's foot, reverse tanto. I'd say reverse tanto. What do they say? They say it's the Skinner in Nitro V. That's what they say. Stealthy and ready. Part of the Skinner family. Now, I thought the Skinners lived in a different neighborhood, but I can't remember. Feather light, without sacrifice. We're not going to sacrifice smart features, and what do they call it? They call it the flipper. They call it the flat grind. They call it reversible clip and a yellow liner lock. Reverse tanto, yeah. Okay. Now, they were saying that it's lightweight, and it does. It feels really light in the hand, so let's just put it on the scale. Wow, 86.9, that is pretty damn light, isn't it? Woo, dog. 3 ounces. Almost in the upper 2 range, right? So 3 ounces. Not bad. Now, apparently not exactly a 3.5 inch blade, but let's stick the point right through here and we won't have near as long. Okay, so 3.5 up to 3.25, depending on where you measure it against the bolster, and then 8 inch overall length, pretty dang much, at about a 20.2 centimeter. So really, as an 8 inch long knife, and basically down here it's 3.5 inch. Now, cutting surface is more like 3, but okay, not bad. Now, the blade steel, part of the fact that this thing is so light, that blade steel looks like about a 2.5 or something like that. There's 0.10. Come on, 0.9, 2.4. Okay, did I call it? Did I say 2.5? Did I? Of course I did. 13.9 at 0.55. That, it just doesn't seem that fat. You would think this would be like a 0.45. That is strange, isn't it? Okay, but you got texturing on here, if you'll see how there is front and back. And then, of course, you can flip the clip and you can see skeletonized because you can see through it. Nested liner. The Skinner. I thought it was going to be the Center. I mean, Torbe, he makes those kind of tactical looking wicked knives, right? So I would think the Center, not the Skinner. Skinner? I don't know. I don't see this as like an outdoor Skinner type knife, but okay. So I don't know why, but yeah, it's nice. I probably would have put some jimping on here. Other than that, really, this flipper tab is, you see how this drops down? So it's pretty muted. Really, it doesn't interfere much with the design. And then, of course, the blade length is right up to there. And it just falls right into the scales, right? Disappears. So, yes, it's right there. Man. Ergos, well, it does this little thing here. I don't know if that's going to bother. It's not going to bother me because I'm right there and I've separated right there where that is. But no, I don't think that's significant enough to really give you much of a feeling of anything. So pretty much, nah, it's negligible. Wow. Where are you going to sit? Right there. Easy to find the center. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it comes in, I think it comes in another variant. I don't know. I just kind of scattered through. Yeah, there you go. Is that carbon? No, it's micarta. That would be cool, carbon fiber, right? There you go. There he is right here. A little pause and read for, bio on that. And then, of course, feather light. Yeah, it is. It really is. Okay. You'll forget it's there until you need it. And then you got that reverse tanto, wild, wicked, tactical looking knife, fairly thin blade stock, and it'll get after it. It's definitely sharp. And, I'll give you the link to Kizer. Also, you can go on White Mountain Knives, and White Mountain Knives, LTK is your discount code for 10% off. So you can get 10% off on there. And they don't charge shipping or tax, so you could do that. And no, it's pretty versatile. But it is, what I noticed when I first got it out of the box was that it was very lightweight. Speaking of the box, here's the box. And good old Kizer, right? They've got stuff. They're coming out with a lot of different knives. Here's this. Let's kick all this out. Okay. So I was going to say they probably got hardware in here, and they do. So they got extra hardware, which is nice to have. It really is. I wish they all came, all knives came with some extra hardware bits, really. And so then there's that and the microfiber and the plastic. And I do really like the fact that they make it to where you can do this. I hate it when that's not there. Then you got to try and pick at, and then it does that, right? This makes it so much easier to pull out. And then, of course, they got this that slides over the top. The Skinner, Torbe design, Kizer, and new for this month, drop shutty, that's for sure. Yeah, ceramic bearings, captured bearings, etc., etc. Check it out below, and you guys stay sharp.